Hello, high level listeners. I'm Kat, an American teacher from the USA,
And I'm Mark, a British teacher from the UK.
and we are high level listening. Welcome to our beginner speaking and vocabulary class. In this class, we'll practice speaking naturally with beginner vocabulary. We'll build sentences using the vocabulary, and you'll learn to speak clearly and confidently. Mark is British and he has a British accent. And I'm American, so I have an American accent. You get to practice English with both American and British accents.
So let's get started. We'll begin with the vocabulary phrase, and then we'll build some sentences. We'll repeat the sentences twice, so you get to practice them at home. The first time will be nice and slow. The second time will be a little bit faster.
So let's get started. Our first vocabulary phrase for your daily routine is go to school. Go to school. Go to school. Go to school. Go to school.
Go to school. Go to school. You hear the word to becomes very short and very fast. To school. Go to school. Like in the picture, the kids go to school.
My kids go to school. My kids, my children, my kids go to school. My kids go to school. My kids go to school.
My kids go to school. My kids go to school. Again, say the word to nice and short, nice and fast. My kids go to school.
My kids go to school at 7:30. 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 My kids go to school at 7:30.
My kids go to school at 7:30. My kids go to school at 7:30. The 30 when we're telling the time is 30. 7:30. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, and so on. My kids go to school at 7:30.
Listen to 30 in an American accent. 30. It sounds like a D. 30, 30. And now Mark with his British accent.
30.
Mm.
30. So the letter T is much more clear in a British accent. I use a T sound. 30.
30, 30. It's different. Okay, let's build our sentence longer. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day. Every. Every day. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day. Every day. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day.
My kids go to school at 7:30 every day. Every day. To make the V sound, put your teeth on your bottom lip. The. Every. Every. Every day. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day.
Okay, one more longer sentence. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. Monday. 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 To, remember just that little word. Monday to Friday. A long I, Friday. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. All right, all together, nice and natural. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. Whew, what a sentence. All right, Mark,
Long one.
your British accent.
My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. Monday to becomes t. Monday to Friday. My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday.
Nice. All right, so let's answer a question. Mark, when do your kids go to school?
My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday. How about you? When do your kids go to school?
My kids go to school at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday.
Me too.
Me 3. Yes, good. Excellent. So, a great sentence builder. Let's continue to our next vocabulary phrase, go to work. Go to work. But in English, naturally, the to go to work. Go to work. Mark, your British accent?
The same. The to becomes very short, t. So go to work.
Mm.
Go to work. I
You can
go to
yes.
work.
You can hear in the accent that T in American English, go to, go to. It sounds like a light D sound. Go to work. Go to work. And for Mark,
Go to work. Go to work. So the T is much stronger. Go to work. This was like in the previous sentence, go to school, or Monday to Friday. We have a strong T in British accents.
all right, we're ready to go to work. Nice and easy. I go to work. Yes, that sounds great, but naturally we say, I go to work. I go to work. I go to work. I go to work.
I go to work. Those are the 4 words. Together, I go to work. I go to work.
Okay, let's add the time. I go to work at 8. At 8. I go to work at 8. At 8. I go to work at 8. Hear the natural rhythm of English. I go to work at 8. I go to work at 8.
I go to work at 8. Again, before a time, we say at. So the last sentence was at 7:30. Here, at 8. It's a short word again, so it becomes shorter when we say it quickly. I go to work at 8. At 8. I go to work at 8.
Oh, that sounds more American with that T. At 8. At
Mm,
8.
right? At 8, at 7, at 9, at 8.
Mm.
It's a very short sound. The T almost disappears at
Mhm.
8. I stop it in my throat. At 8. At 9. At 10.
Okay, so 8 o'clock, 8:00. I go to work at 8 o'clock. We don't usually say o'clock. We often say o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I go to work at 8 o'clock. I go to work at 8 o'clock.
I go to work at 8 o'clock. O'clock. Again, it's not the letter O, it's 8 o'clock. I go to work at 8 o'clock.
Okay, let's make the sentence a little longer. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock. I usually, je. It's a great sound. I usually. Yes, it looks like usually. When I say it nice and quick, usually. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock. What about you, Mark?
I usually go to work at 8 o'clock. Again, the SU makes a usually. 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 I usually go to work at 8 o'clock.
Okay. So we saw that our kids go to school. So let's put the sentences together. This is a very common sentence in English. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. So we studied this one. My kids go to school. My kids go to school. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. Now we have this great long sentence we can use. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. One more time. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school.
I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. This means I go after my kids. My kids go to school at 7:30. I go to work at 8. So 30 minutes after my kids. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. To school. Make that two nice and short. after my kids go to school.
All right, so now we can answer a question. When do you go to work? When do you go to work? We could also ask, what time do you go to work? It would be the same answer. So, Mark, when do you go to work?
I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school. How about you? When do you go to work?
I usually go to work at 8 o'clock after my kids go to school.
Very nice.
Whoa, very nice. Sounding very natural now. Okay, so it's time to take some public transportation. Take the bus. Take the bus.
Take the bus. Take the bus. The bus is important because it's usually the same bus every day. So, the bus. Take the bus.
This one's easier than the other ones. Take the bus. Take the bus. Take the bus. The bus. Take the bus. So let's go. Let's take the bus. Simple enough. I take the bus. I take the bus. I take the bus. The. Make sure our tongue is between our teeth here. We don't want to say duh bus. We want to say the bus. It can be very difficult in lots of languages, the TH in English. The. If you sound like duh, stick your tongue out. Let's practice. The bus. The bus. The bus. The more you practice, the easier it'll get.
I take the bus. I take the bus. We don't squish or shorten any words much, but
Mm-mm.
the takes a bit of practice. The bus. You can see my tongue a little bit. The bus. The bus. I take the bus.
Okay, so I take the bus near my house. Near my house. Close to my house. Near my house. I take the bus near my house. I take the bus near my house. Which bus? The bus near my house. What about you, Mark?
I take the bus near my house. Near. It's two sounds. Near. Near. In a
Oh,
British
okay.
accent, anyway. Near. Near my house.
Oh, that's so funny. I say near, near. So
Mm.
my R in American English, my R near is a little up in my nose. Near.
Mm. Yours is a ear. Mine's a ya. So near. Near.
Mm,
Near my house.
interesting. Interesting. Even I'm learning the British accent. So, which bus do you take? I take the 7 o'clock bus. So the bus usually arrives at 7 o'clock. I take the 7 o'clock bus. Where is the bus? Near my house. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house.
I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house. Again, o'clock is 7 o'clock. The 7 o'clock. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house.
Okay, here we go. Just a little bit more. Where do you go? To work. To work. To, to work. When we put it together, to work. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work. I take the
I
seven
take
o'clock bus. Sorry. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work.
I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work. Again, to gets shortened to school, to work. I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work.
Okay, so we're going to ask, how do you get to work? How do you take the bus? Do you drive your car? Do you walk? How do you get to work? Hey, Mark, how do you get to work?
I take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work. How about you? How do you get to work?
Take the 7 o'clock bus near my house to work.
Me too.
Now, I want to mention, how do you get to work? How do you get to work? How do you? How do you get to work? I understand why beginner listeners have difficulty listening to words. We don't say, how do you get to work? How do you? How do you get to work? Isn't that annoying? Isn't that hard in
Mm.
English?
In British, it's even worse. Do you is j. How j. Do you is j. How'd you get to work? How'd you get to work?
I
Do
don't think that's
you is
true.
j.
I think that's
How'd you get
how
to
did
work?
you get to work?
It's the same. Did you
You
or do
serious?
you? How'd you get to work yesterday? How'd you get to work? Usually, it's the same. So
Even
that's
I
even
did
more
not know
difficult.
that. I assumed they were talking, in the past. Oh, British English.
No, I know, right? Sorry.
Next vocabulary word, take the car. We could say, take my car, take the family car. Simple enough, take the car. Take the car. When I drive my car to work, we often say, I take the car. I take the car. Aha, here's our sentence. I take the car. I take the car.
I take the car. I take the car. Again, we need the because there's usually one car, or you drive the same car each
Mm.
time, or there's one car for one family and you share it. So it's the car. Maybe in a British accent, the R is very open. Open your mouth and keep it there. Car. The
Ooh, good.
car.
The car. The car.
Car.
And I would say the car are, it's really kind of in the back of my throat. Are it, we don't do this, but the R is really quite in the back of your throat there. The car. The car. The car. The car.
Hard for
The
me. Uh,
car.
car. It's hard for me to do the
Uh-huh.
American R. The
Mhm.
car.
The
I have to
car.
change the shape of my
The
mouth.
car. The car.
The car. I think the British is easier this way. Car.
So I take the car to work. Where are we going? To work. How do you get there? I take the car. I take the car to work. Work. It's not a war, it's a whir. Okay, so we were to work. Work. Okay, that OR is a little difficult. Work. Work. I take the car to work. I take the car to work.
I take the car to work. Again, the word to gets shortened to work. I take the car to work. Sometimes students say work and they mean, or they get confused with walk. I walk. I walk to work. Work is with the ORK, like you see on the screen. That is work. I go to work.
Work.
It's a bit different.
Work.
Yes,
Work.
it's a different vowel sound in the UK. Work. Same with world, shirt, work. The same sound,
I guess it is.
right?
World, work. What was the other word? Word.
Shirt. Oh, yeah, shirt.
Word, work, world.
Mm. They,
Shirt. It is
sound.
the same. It is the
Work.
same.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk about the time, but it's not the exact time. Around 7:45. Around 7:45. Now, round. But when I'm speaking quickly, we kind of drop the D. Around. Around 7:45. 45. There's that American D sound again. 45. Around 7:45. I take the car to work around 7:45. I take the car to work around 7:45.
I take the car to work around 7:45. So my British 40 with a T. 45. 45. But like cat in the American accent, around. The D almost disappears. Around. Around 7:45. So I take the car to work around 7:45.
Okay, we're just going to add one little word, usually. Usually. I usually take the car to work around 7:45. I usually take the car to work around 7:45.
I usually take the car to work around 7:45. Usually. Three sounds. Usually. So, I usually take the car to work around 7:45.
Okay, let's ask our students. How do you get to work? How do you get to work? If I'm talking about you, I'll give a little emphasis. How do you get to work? Hey, Mark, how do you get to work?
I usually take the car to work around 7:45. I'll ask you in the British style, how'd you get to work?
I usually take the car to work around 7:45.
Eh, Around sometimes 7:35, sometimes 7:55, but around 7:45.
Okay, so let's upgrade your language just a little bit. Instead of saying arrive at work, English speakers often say get to work. Arrive at work, get to work, get to work.
Get to work. It's easy because it uses to school, to work, like we've been using before. So instead of arrive, say get to work, get to work.
Simple sentence. I get to work. I get work. I get to work. I get to work.
I get to work. I get to work. I get to work.
Ah, I get to work early. Early. That R and L together can be a little difficult. Er, if you really need it. Early. Practice. Lee for that L sound. Early. Early. Native speakers, you don't see the lee, but if you have a difficult time with the L, early, 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 early. I get to work early.
I get to work early. Early. In a
Easier
British
in
accent,
the British
right?
accent.
Right? Imagine someone asks you a difficult question and you're like, uh, early. Same sound.
Early. Oh, okay.
Early.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Early. So same sound. Early. I get to work early.
Wow. I'm going to be British very soon.
So easy.
Okay. I take the car, so I get to work early. You saw from our last vocabulary word, I take the car, so I get to work early. The car is fast. The car is faster than the bus. I take the car, so I get to work early.
I take the car.
I get to work early because I take the car. We could also say that it means the same thing. I get to work early because I take the car. I take the car, so I get to work early. Adding in just a little word normally. Normal, normally. I normally take the car, so I get to work early. I normally take the car, so I get to work early.
I normally take the car. So I get to work early. 3 sounds. Normally. Normally. Normally means usually. Usually. Normally. They are the same word with the same meaning. So I normally take the car. I usually take the car. You put the word in the same place too. I normally take the car, so I get to work early.
All right, so let's ask another question. How do you get to work? Hey, Mark, how do you get to work?
I normally take the car, so I get to work early. How about you? How'd you get to work?
I normally take the car, so I get to work early.
Right. Again, if you want the British version, how'd you Do you? How'd you get to work?
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our class today. We hope that you have a great start to your day. If you'd like to, practice the sentences in the comments below, and we'll correct you if you'd like to. And if you'd like to practice, go ahead and write us a comment.
Yes. How'd you get to work? When'd you get to work? Tell us about it. And we read all the comments and we answer to everyone. So thank you for studying with us. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone. Thank you.